Hello everyone, my name is Dennis Bell. I'm the president of Recreational Debut, and I formerly played in the NBA with the New York Knicks. And I'm very fortunate to be with one of the outstanding college coaches in America today, is Mr. Ed Pipes from Thomas More College. Welcome, Ed, and thanks for stopping by.
Thanks very much for having me.
It's a pleasure. You know, I have to read your resume. I'm pretty impressed with it. First of all, number one, you started off your coaching career, says here, at Lake City Junior College. Yep. From there, you went on to coach at University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, where you're the all-time winningest coach ever in that particular school, which was a Division II school, outstanding university. From there, you went on to coach the U.S. Virgin Island team.
Yes.
Right, and you competed in the Tournament of Americas, where you faced Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James. Wow, yes. That's incredible. And then from there, you went on to become the head women's coach at what is it, Martin Methodist in Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
And now you're the current coach at assistant coach at Thomas More. It is truly a pleasure. You know, I've been trying to get you up here for a while, and I am so happy that you came up. You know, Coach. We're running our showcase coming up April 9th for the women and April 10th for the boys. But you know, there's some things that I know I've spoken with you before that you kind of want to share with some of the student athletes as well as some of the parents. Some things you got to do when you go to those tournaments, because you know, I know right now the internet, videos, websites are becoming a major factor in helping recruit, especially in the mid-majors and some of the smaller schools, yes, and also showcases as well. So when you go visit or view these tapes or go to these showcases, maybe you could share with some of the people what's going on or what you're looking for.
First off, when we're going to look at young student athletes playing in that particular form, first, are you a good citizen? Are you a good teammate? Do you have the basic fundamentals it takes to play collegiate basketball at the next level? Work ethic. Work ethic is important. Can you take charges? Do you know how to make the simple bounce pass, simple entry pass to the post? But again, working as hard as you work for the time that you're on the floor. And that's very important for us to see how hard a kid wants to work. When things go wrong, as sometimes it might happen that way, where a referee makes a bad call, coach takes you out when you don't think you need to come out. How do you respond? How do you act? We look for those things.
Oh, that's excellent advice. You know, because you know, one of the things that when I go to the tournaments, there's so many kids, you know, playing. And sometimes it's kind of difficult to pick out those particular kids who would fit into your program or other programs around the country. And I think that's some sound advice. You know, when you're playing in AAU, is there anything that you can share with some of the student athletes and parents that that might give them an advantage besides what you just said?
Basically, just play hard. You know, that's the number one thing that we look for, because we can teach you everything else. We can teach you how to box out. We can teach you how to run lanes, run the floor, run straight down the middle of the floor. We can teach you, make you a better shooter, make you a better free throw shooter, a better rebounder. We can teach you those things, but if your attitude and your mental state is not where it needs to be, it's an uphill battle, and that makes it extremely tough.
That's great advice, and that's something that should be shared with everyone. Another question I have for you too. I remember you was telling me how this recruiting process worked. Here at Recreational Debut, you know, we really stress marketing, and you have told us before that exposure is a very, very big part about it. One of the things you were talking about, they have a pecking order, or how people put together their recruiting list. Can you kind of expound on that, how that works, and maybe you can help them understand that?
Yes, when it comes to the recruiting process of young student athletes, sometimes you have recruiting services that rank players from 1 to 300. Sometimes you have your local newspaper, which tells you which are the best players in the city, which are the upcoming juniors or the seniors that are looking to go on and that are pretty good athletes. So when we are looking at those things, we send out recruiting letters to approximately 150, 20 kids. It all depends on how many athletes you need to bring in, how many seniors are graduating this year. If there's 2 or 3 of them, then you need to bring 2 or 3 athletes in for the next year. So if you send out 150 letters to kids all around the country, and kids receive letters all the time, and they say, oh, I'm being recruited by this particular school or this particular coach. Yes, in a sense you are, but again, it's the pecking order. If we have our top 5 or top 10, top 20, and so on and so forth, and if we get those top 2 or 3 kids right off the bat, then the other 200 kids that we had on the mailing list, it's a done deal.
Oh, wow. So you're saying, and I do hear that a lot. I hear people really say they get letters, but in essence, letters are just a way to introduce a school, but it's not necessarily they're recruiting those particular kids.
That's correct. They're on your radar. You know, you've been recommended by either a service or an individual that may have some knowledge about our program or friendship with one of my coaches or me individually. And so we will definitely send you something out, hoping that you have some interest in the university. And if we don't get the kids we want, then we'll move on down the line, and you might be that kid number 15, you might be that kid number 25
Right.
that we're after, but it doesn't guarantee anything. When a school or a coach wants you is when we bring you up. There's two ways that we bring kids in, either as an official visit
Okay.
or as an unofficial visit. And if a coach brings you in, flies your family in, flies you in, then you know they're extremely serious. If they come to your living room, make a home visit, then you know they're extremely serious. If those categories if things don't fall into those categories, then that will let you know whether they're interested in you or not.
Well, what a great point, because I think that's definitely essential, because some of the kids are watching right now, and parents, they need to know that, because unfortunately, I hate to say, and you've been in this business a long time, sometimes coaches can keep you on the back burner. And, until they get their players. If they don't, then they'll recruit you. So really what you're saying, whoever that coach is, who's showing you that interest, coming and seeing you playing and things of that nature, that's really probably the place that you might really want to go.
Right. If a coach at University of Michigan is recruiting you, then you can well rest assured Michigan State, Connecticut, University of Cincinnati, Florida, those schools are recruiting you as well.
Absolutely.
Now, if you go down and visit Florida and you like the sunshine versus the snow in Michigan, then Florida will get you.
Right.
So now we got to go on to the next individual. So we unfortunately coaches keep kids on the line until something comes up where they can't get them, or the student athlete decides to do something else.
I got another question to ask you, because that sounded wise. I got another question, maybe just moving on. As a senior ball player, and this is your senior year, you've received some letters, but you haven't received any visits. Is it too late to start marketing your skills to these schools? Like, we feel like you still have an opportunity. I mean, we can still send out the video. We can still contact the coaches to go to our website and look at those kids. Is it still possible to help them, even though they haven't received a lot of notoriety yet?
Yes, and I've looked at your website, the Recreational Debut website, and it's extremely important. It's very valuable. It's very well done. It helps kids get exposure. Right. I've spoken to Fisk University, which is a friend of mine coaching down there, and also Xavier University in Cincinnati, and they've seen your website as well. So you do have an opportunity to reach out to a lot of schools that might not know a kid in Grand Rapids. There might be a kid in Low-Water, Alabama. There might be a kid I had when I was in Colorado in a town called Pass Christian, Mississippi. I had never heard of Pass Christian. I had to look it up on the map. So there's towns all over this country where kids are playing. So we can't get to them all. So Recreational Debut, a service like yourself, is invaluable to us because it helps us see kids that we ordinarily would not have seen.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And the internet videos and the website is here to stay.
Yes.
And there's no sense of trying to say it's not going to happen.
No.
Because you hit the nail on the head. You can go to Pasquale, Alabama, as well as Anchorage, Alaska now, through the videos and the internet and the website. And it is incredible about how even my son, Micah, got a full scholarship at the University of Colorado.
Right.
And the Big 12, one of the best conferences in the country. And it was fortunate, it was funny because the coach said, Ricardo Patton, he said, where's Grand Rapids,
Yeah.
But he liked the way he played.
Right.
And so coaches are looking for players, so it's up to organizations like Recreational Debut, parents, and to make sure that their kid gets the proper exposure. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. There's small schools all over the country, like even a school like Alma, Michigan, or even Thomas More College, or even University of Colorado in Colorado Springs. Schools like that don't have a big budget like a University of Colorado might, or even a Michigan might, or even Tennessee might. So this is an excellent vehicle for us to be able to see kids that we can't get out and see because we don't have either the manpower, the coaches on staff, or the money, the recruiting budget that the larger schools have. So it
That's
provides a great tool for us to see kids that we ordinarily would not see.
Well, Coach Pipes, I'm going to say, like I said before, I've been trying to get you up here for a long time, and I finally got you. And hopefully that you're going to be at the showcase. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We'll
Absolutely. And when and when parents come see you, they need to come talk to you because listen, I've been around basketball a long time. This is one of the most brilliant minds I've seen. He has the answers, and I just want to say, hey, it's truly a pleasure coming by and really sharing this information with our kids and our parents. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, this is Dennis Bell signing off, and I hope this was very valuable for you. Thanks a lot.